Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. Today, we are covering Sistas. This is season 10. I have to make up for last week, so this is episodes 5 and 6, I believe. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe, share, and leave your comments below. Now, let's get into this week's episode. All right, y'all. So, I apologize for last week. I was under the weather. And probably yesterday is the first day I'm finally feeling 90% better. Anyways, the continuation of Danny, which we'll get into a little bit later because I'm going to combine both episodes and all the storylines I think I am. We could start with Andy. Andy does come home, or she is at home. I think she was sleeping or whatever, but she sees that Cheyenne is on live, possibly Instagram live, trying to fake the funk like she is the owner of the penthouse, which is Andy's penthouse. Andy shuts it down and tells her to delete the videos and all that stuff, and also asking her for a job. What are you going to do? We find out, at least from Cheyenne's mouth, that she was a stylist. Andy perked up about that. She's like, oh, you should be able to do that, especially in Atlanta area. So she's admonishing Cheyenne to get started on that. She asks, where's mom? And Cheyenne said, I don't know. We find out that Miss Val is hanging out with Mr. Keys, and they're getting quite close. Miss Val does let Mr. Keys know that she's dealing with cancer. He, of course, gave his acknowledgement of all of that and condolences in regards to that, and also offered to travel with her back home because he didn't really want to leave her. And I don't know, maybe there's just something about older people and they don't really have anything to do, so they don't mind uprooting themselves, at least temporary, And I thought it was a nice gesture, but as in what Fatima said, and I also concur, I don't trust Mr. Keys. But Miss Val thanked him for the offer, but she said no, her sister is going to be coming and all that good stuff. So, however, he wants to stay in touch. And Miss Val said, when I can get back to into town, we can definitely meet and all that good stuff. So, we shall see what happens in the future with them. Miss Val goes back home and gets ready to pack. Andy, of course, wanted to know what was going on, where was she at. Miss Val says, I'm grown, but ended up saying that she was with Mr. Keys and all that. And of course, Andy wanted to question that. Of course, she's grown. They find out Miss Val's schedule as far as when she's got to leave and all that. Cheyenne comes out. The parting words with Miss Val and also Cheyenne and all that. Look out for each other. Miss Val leaves. This episode, nothing really between Andy and Cheyenne. Cheyenne's still trying to find a job. Andy was called over per Tony to go over to Danny's home. And they're trying to get Danny to talk in regards to what happened to her. And we'll get over to that in just one moment. Maurice goes and visits Karen, finally. He has this talk. He had this motivational talk with her. And again, I'm enjoying how the actor is giving this dramatic side and a more real side to Maurice. And it was sad to watch him have to do it, but he did do it. He felt his way about how he feels about Karen being there laid out, and also he was there to speak life into Karen to get on up. Pam, she ended up busting a pipe because for whatever reason she got very impatient with the plumber that was there, who was trying to get the blueprints of the place so that he did not hit a pipe accidentally. Well, she went on and hit the wall and hit a pipe. and all this water starts bursting out. The plumber is played by Jason Wheeler. Jason Wheeler has had a long career in Hollywood. From Thea, he was the voice of Simba from The Lion King, the cartoon, everything. What he's on a Showtime show that's on right now. I forgot what it's called. Lord. Yeah, but anyways, he was on Smart. He was the big brother. He's a smart guy. Do 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 do. Smart guy. Smart guy. Him. Yeah, but he's playing the plumber. We can go on over to Danny. Danny's not talking. All that good stuff still. Tony calls over Fatima and Andy to see if they could talk to her to see if something could change up out of her. Danny's not really talking. She finally starts saying that she was attacked, but won't say who. She's saying that she fought off the accuser, but Fatima and Andy, they're not really believing her. She believes that Danny is leaving stuff out, which of course she does not want to say that it's Officer Green. I mean, if you really look at it, Danny done got date great, or date assaulted, if you want to call it that. You know, she's feeling guilt already for cheating, and then the same person she cheated with came back and violated her. I understand. I just don't think that she's going to be the freedom, the healing process is not going to work unless Danny just start being real about stuff. Fatima and Andy, they leave because Danny started lashing out at them, specifically Fatima, saying, "You're not Sabrina," as Fatima's trying to get her to open up, Fatima just felt like we need to, she wasn't angry or anything, but because of the nature of everything, let her deal with it the way that she knows how to deal with it. And Danny said, "See, Fatima always gets it." Basically, leave me alone. Tony comes back. He's got a spare key. Of course, Danny tells him to give it back and all that good stuff. Tony still won't leave. However, towards the end of the episode, Danny isn't as aggressive towards Tony to try to get him to leave, because Tony's not leaving. And she's surprised that he would really want to be around her after what she's done. He said, "Look, I'm able to separate the two, because there's no guy that should be able to force themselves on you. No means no." Then Tony wants to ask, who is this guy that did this to her? And then she starts getting defensive again. Andy goes to work and she tells Mr. Victor regarding what's going on. She says that she believes that it's Dr. Cruz that did that to the car and made all these threats. Mr. Victor ended up saying, you might not want to speak that out loud. We don't need any defamation lawsuits or anything to that nature. Hayden is being a pessimist, as he always is, and a pest. He is asked to leave so that Andy and Mr. Victor could talk. Mr. Victor ends up saying, "Look, I'm going to see what I can find out through my FBI friends to see what's happening and all that." And he'll give an update. Again, kind of be quiet. Andy said he's been quite volatile and been threatening a lot of people, so it's not that much out of the ordinary that this could be him. Fatima goes home, and of course she's emotionally distraught because she is really hurting over what happened to Danny, and she hates that Danny won't open up. And immediately Zach is there for Fatima, and she needs to be hugged and all that. Also, Zach lost the bid for the gym that he was wanting to purchase. We find out it's the business that the new character Madison has been trying to get. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Maybe they can co-own it. But I don't know. I don't know what that means for Zatima. Already next week stuff's gonna be happening. You're like, okay. Now, Cheyenne, don't get snatched up in here. You just got here. You already went to jail, but you just don't really want to deal with Fatima. Not whatsoever. Zach is pissed about that. He goes and sees Rich about it. He puts two and two together, and he thinks that it's Madison's business that took over that got the bid because she was waiting for an acquisition to go through and all of that. So we shall see what happens with that. Maurice returns back to the bank. Paige is there finally, and they talk and all that, but now someone has taken over Sabrina's position while she's gone. And she is not Sabrina in this whole situation, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too fair for, at least for Maurice, possibly Paige too. So he goes over to the salon, and did I say Pam? Hopefully I said Paige. But Pam, she done patched up the hole and fixed everything. And Maurice is upset, like, so you did all that to waste all that money, da 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 da. She said, look, we got to get this ready, even though it was supposed to be, the wall was supposed to be open so that they could start the manicure station and whatnot. But hey, that's all we got. Of course, I already said that Hayden's being a pest, and since he knows that Andy's car got bombed and all that, he goes and talks to Fatima and says, look, a lot of times you be fighting the battles. She's been hit a lot, but one of these days you're going to catch one of her strays. And Fatima's like, I can take care of myself, and so can Andy take care of herself. Blah, 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 blah. Then the ladies get on him about getting with clients and all that stuff, and that made him cower down and to go back to he had to go back to Mr. Vince. Is it Vincent or Victor? Whichever his name is. But anyways, I think that was about it that happened in these last few episodes. Yeah, that's it. I'll just give you a brief rundown. I will be back on time next week. I apologize yet again. Y'all tell me what you thought of these last few episodes. Where do you think the stories are going? Because it looks like things are about to start heating up with Zatima and some of these other characters, with Cheyenne and then possibly with Madison. So let me know. And I appreciate everyone for coming. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Until the next one, peace.